something I want to touch on before we get into the rest of the show here. For those of you who follow me on social media, Rob, this weekend was mine and Ann's anniversary. This weekend.
Yeah, you published adorable photos.
Great. We love our anniversary weekends. We always do something fun.
Your wife looked lovely.
She does, doesn't she? So we decide that one of the things we love doing and we've done on our anniversary several times, we decide we want to go to Disneyland, right? So because there's two things specifically we've wanted to do. Number one, we wanted to go on Rise of the Resistance. Now, we've been on Rise of the Resistance once before prior to the pandemic. Then we went to Disneyland 2 weeks ago and we tried to get on Rise of the Resistance and we used the virtual queue you have to use at Disneyland now. And it set it for we got in the virtual queue, but we still had to wait 4.5 hours to get on. But we never did get on it because once we got to within an hour of when we were supposed to go on, the ride broke down and we never got to go on it. And that's fine. That's whatever. So the two things Ann and I really wanted to do was we wanted to go on Rise of the Resistance in the Disneyland side, and then we wanted to do the new Spider-Man experience over at the new Avengers campus on the California Adventure side, right? So we're like,
makes
yay,
sense.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to go so we can do Rise of the Resistance and the new Spider-Man ride at the Avengers campus. That's why we're going. So, Ann and I don't like to spend much money when we go out, but we'll spend a little bit of money on our anniversary. So we dropped $1,500. Ann and I dropped $1,500 to buy 2 park hopper passes because they took away our annual memberships, which I still have not gotten over. They just tore everybody's annual memberships away. So no annual memberships. So that's fine. So Ann and I buy 2 park hopper passes and we book a night at the Grand Californian Hotel Resort right there at Disneyland, right? We're like, okay, so we dropped $1,500 because we want to go on Rise of the Resistance and the new Spider-Man ride. So Rob, I don't know if you know how this works, but there is now this virtual queue that you have to join. You can't just go and get in line to get on Rise of the Resistance. You have to use the Disneyland app. I don't have my phone here. Let's just pretend this remote control is a phone. You have to open up the Disneyland app and you have to say, get in queue for the Rise of the Resistance. The queue, however, does not open until the day you want to go on the ride. So it's not like if you have tickets for Disneyland next weekend, you can't open the app and reserve your spot for the ride. You have to wait till the day of. You have to be at the park. All right. So the queue for Rise of the Resistance opens at 7 a.m. So Ann and I wake up at 6:55. She opens up her app. And at 6:58, she starts refreshing the app to see if once you can get the queue going. And then like clockwork, as soon as 7, Rob, their timing is perfect because as soon as 7 a.m. hit and we hit refresh, boom, you can now join the virtual queue, right? Yay. Join virtual queue. All booked. Whole thing got booked in 5 seconds. We've had our tickets for weeks. But we had to wait till 7 a.m. of the day of that we were there at the park. And we did everything right. And we couldn't get on. Now, the way Park Hopper, Rob, used to work, we had a Park Hopper annual pass. I think you probably did too. It means you can go into California Adventureland or the Disneyland side. You can go back and forth whenever you want. But with the Park Hopper tickets, since you can't be an annual member anymore, you can't go into California Adventureland until at least 1 p.m. So that meant, and the new Avengers campus is on the California Adventureland side. So we had to wait until the 12 p.m. virtual queue to try to get on and get into the onto the Spider-Man thing, right? So sure enough, we're there. 11:58, we start refreshing. It's like, okay, no, can't do the virtual queue yet. Can't do the virtual queue yet. Can't do the virtual queue yet. Then 12 o'clock hits. Virtual queue, great. Enter. Booked. Sorry. Booked. You can't get on it. So basically, Ann and I dropped $1,500 so we could go to Disneyland and get on Rise of the Resistance and Spider-Man. And then we realize we can't do either of the things that we came here for. So now Ann and I are thinking, well, why don't we either refund our Disneyland tickets or just move the date and we'll try again another time, right? But guess what, Rob? If you want to refund or move your ticket date, you have to do it more than 24 hours in advance.
Yeah.
Which means that you have to get to the park. By the time you get to the park and find out you can't go on the main attractions, it's now too late for you to refund or try to move your dates. So Disney basically looked at me and Ann in the face and went, fuck you, we've got your money now, sucker. Oh, too bad. Better luck next time. Why don't you try buying some more tickets for next week so maybe you'll get lucky. You know what it's like, Rob? It's like buying tickets to a concert, paying $500 for tickets to a concert. You arrive at the arena and they're like, oh yeah, you can't actually go in the arena to watch the show, but you can walk around the arena. You can buy some hot dogs. You can get some of the t-shirts. Isn't that great? And maybe come back next time. I was livid. I was so upset by this because it's their big push. All the commercials for Disneyland now, we're back, welcome back. It's all promoting the Spider-Man, the California Adventure thing. It's all promoting Rise of the Resistance. We're like, cool, we'll drop $1,500 and we'll go. You can't book your spot in the queue when you get your tickets? Okay, we'll just do it when we arrive, I suppose. I'm sure they'll make it work. Nope. You don't get the main things you came to the park for, you don't get to do, and you can't even find out that you don't get to do them until it's too late for you to refund your tickets. So, fuck you, Disney said to us.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, even if you're refreshing your, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people are all on the app at the same moment, and they get it booked in seconds.
Seconds.
That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know how something like that could actually occur, because you're asking, that's a lot to ask, that every single park goer is that savvy about Disney, that they're doing that. And first of all,
oh, they are though. They are. I've heard many horror stories like this.
But shouldn't they? I mean, if you buy tickets in advance, they should allow you to virtually book like 5 rides.
Yeah.
If that should be part of your advance ticket.
I mean, I'm not looking for anybody to have special treatment, but it's just like, if you buy your tickets weeks in advance, you should know if you're going to be able to get on an attraction that you bought the tickets for in the first place. And they don't let you do that. Or at the very least say, hey, if you weren't able to get on the main attractions that you came here for, you can get discounted, or you can refund your tickets, or you can change your date to come back another day, but they don't allow you to do that either. So basically Disney is saying, give us hundreds of dollars for the chance of maybe being able to experience the exhibits that you actually came here to experience. And to me, that's just utter. And then Ann and I are having lunch, and we ended up sitting beside a table with another couple, and we started talking, and they had the exact same experience. They're like, yeah, we got here yesterday, and they came in from Lodi, California, which is Northern California. So they flew down, and they're like, oh yeah, we were able to get on either of those either. It's like they booked hotels, they booked travel, they came down only to find out they couldn't get it. So like, I was so upset that I basically, me and Ann talked, and we both basically said, that's it, we're done. I'm not going to Disneyland anymore. They just stole $1,500 from me. And I'm like, they have no consideration for their customers. To me, it's borderline false advertising. And so unless, I was telling you, Robert, unless like you have like a bachelor party at Disneyland, or somebody's holding a special event there, I honestly think Ann and I are done. I think we're more than happy with Universal. We'll just keep going to Universal, because I don't know, they just seem to have it down much better about how to treat people. Anyway, because we also have Universal passes, but yeah, I was very disappointed. I was really, really disappointed that there's no mechanism to book your queue in advance, like everything else in the world lets you do. That by the time you find out you can't get on any of the attractions you went there for, it's too late to refund or move your tickets. It's just, I'll never go back. I'm done. I am done with Disneyland. Now, I might try Disney World in Orlando. I've been told by a bunch of Disneyland goers that Disney World in Orlando is actually a much better experience. I may try that one. I've never been. So, have you ever been to that one? Have you ever been down to Orlando Disney World?
No, I've never been to Orlando, but I mean, I've been going to Disneyland forever.
Yeah. And Ann and I have been annual pass holders for 7 years. And I think I've just gone for the last time. Anyway, guys, thank you for indulging my cry and whine therapy session as I lament and moan and bitch about the experience I had with Disneyland this weekend. It was very therapeutic for me. Thank you for allowing me this catharsis. I appreciate it very much.